Hey booktube, how are you? Nice to see you. Recently I was tagged by the accidental bookseller and I don't know, this is a funny tag. This is like a big 6-0 tag. And in truth, I'm in my 50s, as maybe anyone, some of the viewers of this channel already know. So I feel like, I should be doing an under 30 tag, but looks like probably at this point, the big 6-0 book tag is probably the one for me. This tag was originally done by Suey's Book Banter. I'll link her below. And again, I was tagged by Accidental Bookseller and also linking his channel below. Go check out both of those channels. Great channels and well worth subscribing to and watching. So I'm supposed to tag people at the end too, and I don't know if I'm going to do that just because unless I tag people, see, I'm a little worried. I'm a little worried about tagging people, given the implication that I think that they need to do a 6-0 tag. So unless there's some other meaning of 6-0 that I'm not aware of, I'm going to avoid the tagging of other channels and just do this for myself. So I'm going to get going here. First question is, what is a comfort read you will never outgrow? I think that I'm going to say Lord of the Rings, actually. I love that book. I've read it a number of times. It's not my favorite book ever written, or to the extent that you consider that a book and not 3 books. But it's one of those things where it's like it's the book, it's the movie, it's the surrounding context. Takes me back to when I was a kid and I first read it like from the school library when I was probably in grade 6. To the movies when I was a little older, and then rereading the books again as I got more mature, like more of a late teen, early 20s, and then reading them again as an adult. I love the books, love the story, love everything about Lord of the Rings, and so there's a lot of comfort that comes with having a book that kind of connects you to your early years, like when you're a kid, like all the way to your your later years, your golden years or whatever. And I can't think of another book that does that for me, actually. Not another book that crosses my whole life, really, so to speak. So I'm going to go with Lord of the Rings for that first question. Second question, what is a book published in the decade you were born? I was born in the 1970s. And I'm going to say Gulag Archipelago by Alexander Solzhenitsyn. This book was published in 1973, so it's hard to believe now. But I think Solzhenitsyn, he's passed on for quite a while now. So, Gulag Archipelago. What can you say about that book? It's all about the political prison, like the camps in Siberia, set up under the Bolsheviks, the Soviet regime, and it consumed a lot of humans who shouldn't have suffered in that way. And so that was a book that was published in the 70s. I probably should have picked something lighter, but it is what it is. Question 3 is, what is a book you would rate 6 stars? And I'm going to go to Canadian. There's going to be a few references to Canadian literature here, or CanLit as we call it. And I'm going to say 3-Day Road by Joseph Boyden. Canadian writer, controversial due to his past and some of his statements, but his novels are fantastic. Historical fiction for the most part. 3-Day Road is about Indigenous snipers. It's like a take on a true tale of snipers from the North that were or volunteered for First World War and ended up, because of their skill as hunters and shooters, they were put into roles as snipers. And so it's about a lot of things, but it's about racism and but also experiences in First World War and coming back with the trauma. And it's just a fantastic book. It's despite the fact that it's about Indigenous, there's a universal theme, and I think it can resonate with anyone. So highly recommended. I think it's a 6-star. notwithstanding all the controversy there. Question number 4 is Question number 4 is a favorite book from 6 different genres. I'm not really sure how to answer this one. For history, I'm mostly a history reader. For me, my brain just doesn't work in a way that, like I don't have a favorite history book. I don't even necessarily know how I could have a favorite history book. If I was going to say anything, though, I would probably say Homage to Catalonia by George Orwell. It's more of a memoir or an autobiography or autobiographical. Oh, I'm struggling today. It's more of a political memoir or a war memoir of his time in the Spanish Civil War. Sorry about that. Ugh, spitting it all out here. I thought Homage to Catalonia was fantastic. It's an account of the war. It's an account of politics. It's an account of how humans interact with each other. It undercuts sort of any thought you might have had about the nobility of the Republican side of this in the Civil War. And I think it's a foreshadows books like 1984 and Animal Farm, actually. And so I think that if you are a reader of books like Animal Farm in 1984, then you should also read Homage to Catalonia, because you can see how that sort of led into or created an experience that sort of spoke towards books like 1984. I think is a fantastic read. So that I would say that's my first one. I got 6 to go here, or 5 more to go here. So I'm going to make it quick. I'm going to say Canadian literature. I think my favorite Canadian novel of all time is The Englishman's Boy by Guy Vanderhaeghe. My favorite Russian literature book is The Master and Margarita by Mikhail Bulgakov, which you will already know if you watch my channel. Classical fiction, I would say The Possessed by Dostoevsky. I like that more than his other ones, which is probably surprising to many that talk about Crime and Punishment or Brothers Karamazov all the time. I actually like Possessed the best, or The Devils, depends on how you, or which translation you prefer. Magical realism is another category of genre, or another genre I kind of like. There is a trilogy by Louis de Bernières, who's an English author. I can't remember all the titles. I really liked it. Like The War of Don Emanuel's Nether Parts. Fantastic trilogy set in Latin America. Really liked it. Highly recommend it. I like Louis de Bernières, or I don't know if it's Louis de Bernières because he's English, or Louis de Bernières. Captain Corelli's Mandolin is another book by him. Also a fantastic book. One of my favorites is Captain Corelli's Mandolin. Just loved it. War novels. I'm going to actually go with Birdsong by Sebastian Faulks. That was a book about the First World War. These guys that do tunneling under the trenches to lay bombs. It's kind of got some romance. It's got, obviously the war component. It's like a crazy book. It's like super intense. Loved Birdsong. Recommend that one as well. I think it's quite old now, like early 90s maybe. Fantastic book if you haven't read it, especially if you like the sort of 20th century war novel. Highly recommend Birdsong. So I'm on question 5 now. What is a book you knew you would love before you opened it? Like a Sixth Sense kind of thing. I'm going to say Brothers Karamazov because that was the last book that I read by Dostoevsky, and I liked all of his books. All the ones that I read. I haven't read every book that he's ever written, but I've read the major ones from Notes from the Underground to The Idiot. So that big sort of, set of huge, remarkable novels. Brothers Karamazov was the last one that I read out of that set, and I kind of knew that I was going to love it, and it didn't disappoint. It was a fantastic book. Highly recommend it if you've got some time on your hands, because it is a big, it's a big honker. So, but the good thing about big books is first of all, you get more for your money because there's more words, more pages. So better value per word. And when it is good, you get way more of it. A fantastic short book, you know, those should be outlawed, quite frankly, and we should be forced to have only fantastic big books, and that way we can enjoy them for longer. Well, that's just my take, so let me know. Let me know if my take is totally offside. Sorry. My last question, a book that you would recommend to the next generation, because, you know, when you get old, it's time to start lecturing on the younger kids about what they should be reading. I'm going to go with Michael Ondaatje, another Canadian author, and I'm going to say The English Patient, set during the war. Again, another war novel, a little bit of romance. And, I don't know what that says about me. I sort of like those war novels where it's not just about the conflict, but it's also about the human connection, because that's also, I think, fundamental to the human condition, and war tears people apart. So Michael Ondaatje, it was a great book. It was a good movie too, by the way, if you've ever watched The English Patient. And maybe you didn't know that it was written by a Canadian author named Michael Ondaatje. Check it out. That would be my recommendation for kids to read today. So that is my 6-0 tag. Thank you, Accidental Bookseller, for tagging me. Appreciate the tag, and hope everyone is having a great day and enjoying their time. Maybe relaxing with a good book somewhere, and we will see you on the next one. Take care again. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.